You don't bring up Kenneth Murray Wolchuk anymore. He can't take it. What were you saying about Logan Wilson last night? You tweeted as well.
I don't know why
I still haven't noticed Logan Wilson.
No. I mean, like, you don't notice him because he's not on the field a lot. They're not putting him out there. And when you ask Shoddy about Logan Wilson...
This has been a bust of a get so far. I use the term bust.
I don't know that it has. Like, because when he's out there, he's played fine.
Well, he's not out there for a reason.
But why? Like, I mean, it's not because of like, oh, we have this evidence of things you've done here on the field for us that have cost us so much. When you asked Shoddy about what has Logan Wilson done, and he goes, man, he's really solid. He's really upped Kenneth Murray's game. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Why? Like, that's not what this was supposed to be.
He's like a player coach.
Kenneth Murray is still out there. Like, Kenneth Murray has played better in the last few weeks than he did earlier in the season. Not last night he didn't, but in the last few weeks he's played better. It's still not good enough. And like, I think it was John Oning last night from PFF who tweeted it, where he said Kenneth Murray is the easiest linebacker in the NFL to block, like, consistently. And not just that, he's the easiest one to just get out of his spot. There have been so many instances this year in the passing game and the running game, everything else, where Kenneth Murray is directly responsible for a massive play. And last night, again, it happened a few other times. And he is not a good football player. And there's no way to me that you can say we can justify that he needs to be out there over Logan Wilson, because the numbers have not said that. And then the tape has not said that.
We have the tape. The numbers have not said that, nor the tape. Well, usually during times like this, it's only a few people that's gonna actually show it. Yeah, so I'm gonna show it today. I've been actually very surprised watching this whole debate, and I honestly don't know how we watched the Detroit game and came away that the biggest problem was Logan Wilson versus Murray. I don't see how that happened. I'm almost certain what's really going on, this is an echo chamber, is we heard certain people get slammed via radio, media, whatever, and we just, and this happens a lot in Cowboy Nation, we just start kind of running with it without actually looking at the evidence, really looking at it. So I've been looking at it. I've been looking at this. Obviously, I done cut up the tape. But also, I'm gonna say this: Brian has actually been very consistent on this. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just start with the tape. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go a few plays on one, a few plays on the other, and you tell me if you see a real. Just tell me what you see. I ain't gonna tell you how to think. So let's start with the corporate. Let's start with the guy that's getting hammered right now. Now let's start with Logan. So we'll start with Logan reps in Detroit. The first thing I'm gonna tell you as I was watching Logan is watching his instincts. I do see, like right here, you can see the lack of athleticism on that play getting ran by in the zone. But he seems to move better in space. That's one thing. Another thing that I like about Logan as I'm watching him is he has a tendency to step up versus Murray has a tendency to kind of sit still. You see how he's stepping up right there? Now, he's not really in on the play, but what you go see is an instinct for him to come downhill literally more than what you're seeing with Murray. So I'm gonna just show a few plays of him, then I'm gonna go to Murray, see if you can see the same thing that I'm seeing. And you can see right there, he was the first to move in that shuffle and that shift, kind of getting off a block right there. So let's go look at a few plays on Murray. Okay, so we'll go in between the two. Hold on real quick. Let me do it like this. Hold on. Pause that. I see what's up. I gotta change something real quick. Boom. Got it. All right, so now we got Murray. So what we go do is we go look at a few plays on Murray, then we go look at a few plays. That way, both of them are fresh in your mind. We don't want to kind of have the tape so separated. So right there, you can see Murray came downhill, got off the block, but was a little bit too late to be able to make the tackle for the touchdown. But I was saying the first thing that you seeing when you looking at both of those guys is their instincts to come downhill or sit put. So he takes a read step forward. And right there, you can see the big play by Montgomery. But then let's back it up and look at it again. So it depends on what gap Murray's supposed to fit. Because see, Overshawn looks like he's in that gap. But then he misses the tackle. Then you see Rebel miss a tackle. So I'm not even sure if that was on Kenneth. But a lot of people go say it is, even though it didn't look like that was his gap. So looking at the next play, and I'm gonna keep going back and forth between these two, just as we break them down. Then, because I'm gonna get through a lot of receipts today, but I really don't see what a lot of people have been saying. So yeah, so really nothing on that play. Let's go back and look at Logan. All right, so we got Logan. Yeah. You know, just helping out in zone, you know, gets in on the tackle. Really nothing too special about that. See how he come downhill. See, and that's the thing. See, that's the thing. Looking at him, his first reaction, even if he's guessing to be aggressive. That's the thing I like about Logan as I'm watching the differences is you see him come downhill fast. So maybe he read his key correct, but you could see it. Boom, he hit it. You know. Now it's that backside safety ready that looked like he was out of position, but Logan there looked like he fielded properly to me. Looking at the next play from Logan. Now this play right here, man, everybody kind of looked like they was. I already showed that play. See, that look like Overshawn. I'm not sure, but look at Overshawn right next to it. It looked like he was in the wrong gap because he runs into Logan. This look like Overshawn, and so that allows the guard to get 2 blocks for 1. Hence touchdown. All right, let's go look at Kenneth Murray. So now, because I'm going back and forth, I want both of them fresh in your head. I want both of them fresh to where you can see it. Good play right there, downhill, 2 or 3 yard gain. I don't really see no problem. I don't really see what everybody been complaining about, like Murray been trash. I don't see it. I just don't. Another downhill tackle. I mean, and listen, I can go into this in even more detail. I can have a live film session with anybody who wants to, but I'm not seeing all this. He easy to block and he the worst in the league. I don't see it. I just don't. And I don't see linebacker play in general from watching him. Open field tackle right there on a very athletic running back. Let's take another look at that. Hold on. Let me rewind that. See, you got Gibbs in open space, man. 1-on-1. That's not easy. Boom, right there. He 1-on-1. Make the tackle. So then let me go back to Logan. We go look at Logan. Like, see, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing about 3 or 4 plays on Kenneth. Then I'm doing 3-4 plays. So it's fresh in your eyes. And I'm not seeing what Bobby Bell was talking about. The film is clear. The film, the data, everything is clear. I don't see that, bro. I'm sorry. I don't. I know people got a lot of opinions and strong opinions. Matter of fact, you can go look at the film yourself. You go barely and hardly see Logan make any plays while he out there. I had to scramble to find almost any plays from him. Just being honest. The last 2 games. Now, that's the thing I like to see right there, is obviously being decisive, coming in on a blitz right there. One of the few that Eberflus called. But just taking a look at him, then I'm going to go back and take another look at Logan. I mean, a look at Murray. Good tackle right there. Good tackle. Kind of got dragged a little bit for about 2 yards, but I'll accept it. I accept it. I want my linebackers to be able to stop you in your tracks. Hopefully, they has enough mass to do that. Then we will go back and look at Murray. And right there, you can just athleticism or lack thereof. This is, to me, his best play. I'm gonna come back to that. I'm gonna save that one. Now I'm going back to Kenneth Murray, taking a look at him. And so far, when I was obviously going through all the tape, now that's where, hold on, let me go back. That could be on Kenneth. Let me see. See, that's where his downhill, lack of coming downhill first, to me, can get him blocked. I might be wrong on that, but that's to where I was saying Logan seems to come downhill better in terms of, you see how Kenneth standing still, then he get blocked by the tackle, and then Gibbs touchdown. That could be on him. I'm not sure if there are assignments, but me looking at the instincts is the only thing I can judge without knowing the assignment. It's the tendency to come downhill. It's what I don't see a lot of in Murray. Good tackle right there. Backside tackle. Then I'm gonna go back and see, because we just looking at a lot of films when action came their way, right? And I'm just being honest, I don't see no clear separation like people trying to paint. I don't see it. The only thing I can say about Murray is occasionally he does seem to get stuck on blocks. He doesn't disengage on blocks fast enough for me, but that would be one of my knocks on him. But I'm not really kind of seeing it. Now, this is where you see him get beat by Kelsey, right? And then in the watch party, it was a lot of people. He's trash, boss. He's trash. It's like, listen, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. When it come down to Kelsey versus Murray, that's not on Murray. You should pretty much know that Kelsey is going to win that matchup. That matchup is on the coach because they didn't have the right personnel out there, which allow for what's called an athlete on a stiff. So when you see Murray beat by Kelsey, that's not the time to scream at the television that Murray is a bum. That's not the time. That's schematically, chess wise, he was outmatched from snap, period. So I think the expectation was wrong on a lot of people in their judgment of Kenneth on his play. Any one of us would expect Kelsey to win that matchup. Just keeping it real. So I'm not gonna be as hard on him giving up that touchdown as other people, because I'm not expecting my linebackers to have the feats and instincts of a safety in the corner. Good play right there, getting them on the ground. And I just basically just looked at a lot of the plays that came in their direction, good or bad, looking at Kenneth Murray. So I'm gonna go back and look at Wilson, and then we go through now. After that, we go through the real story of what's going on, and I'm gonna conclude it with hard facts and evidence. Yeah, so good play right there. Had to speed up a little bit. All right, so that was his last play. Let's finish out Wilson now. So now we're looking at Logan Wilson. To me, this was his best play. Yeah, very strong tackle. Stopped him at the point of attack where they engaged each other. That was his best tackle to me in the last 2 games. Me watching them. And obviously when you cut up these clips, you look at every play. And so you get, and when you're cutting it up, you go do it a lot. So I watched a lot of this. And to be honest, based on what I'm seeing and what I've been seeing from me cutting up these guys, looking at the last 2 or 3 games, especially the last 2 games, close, I'm not seeing no massive separation like people selling us on. I'm not seeing it. The one thing I do say is I do like how Logan moved in space. That's one thing. His change of direction seems to be a little bit better by the eye test. I'm not sure if I could measure that, but the eye test says he's more fluid in space to me. You know, so to be honest, from what I'm seeing, now that we kind of get into look, and now you see him get cooked, right? So it's the exact same thing. Let's talk about that. So he just got cooked, but it's the same situation as I explained with Murray versus Kelsey. This is not on a linebacker because it's an automatic mismatch. It's the wrong personnel out there. This is what you call an athlete on a stiff. You got a receiver versus a linebacker. What you think gonna happen? So just like I wouldn't put that on Murray, I'm not gonna put that on Logan because the package wasn't designed to stop that. It was just like Murray when he was going against Kelsey. It was doomed from the start of the play, just based on the personnel. It wasn't. So if I'm judging those guys equally and fairly, I could scream at the television, "You sorry, mofo! You sorry!" Or I could look at, that's an athlete on a stiff. That's supposed to happen. So let's get into the real too of, is Brian giving you that wee woo? Because I'm listening to the streets and a lot of people are talking like, Brian, he competition. There's no competition. Logan is just way better. And see, I'm gonna be honest. I said that based on how Murray was playing before the Raiders. I was like, yeah, they need to go ahead and throw Logan out there. But now looking at it in hindsight, I was wrong. Like, Murray has been playing better, and Brian is right to say he has. That ever since they traded for Logan, that has made him play better. We can say the same thing happened with Steele. Sometimes when people come in and they're purely here to take your job, like Thomas was to Steele, that sometimes make you step your game up. That's just true. So let's look at the real truth. So let's go back.
You talk about adjustments. What would that pertain to?
So this is 10/27, close to a month and a half ago.
Personnel, scheme?
A lot of things, I mean, quite honestly, a lot of things. You can't come off a game like yesterday and not expect there to be changes. And
so this was after the Denver game. So he was like, it's going to be some changes.
It was clearly our most incomplete game that we've played as a football team, really all 3 phases. I spoke a little bit about, the discipline aspect of it, but, you look at the inability to run the football offensively and the run game success that Denver had, that's not going to allow you to sustain much success when you're giving up a ton of yards rushing and you're not able to match that with your run game. And
so he was around this time talking about there was going to be some adjustments. And this is why I knew we was getting ready to get Wilson. I said before we traded for Wilson that we was going to trade for Wilson, because there was a lot of noise at linebacker and legitimate noise, because around that time it was some true ugly tape out on Murray. Not right now. They exaggerating against Murray right now. It ain't no horrible trash tape, and ain't nobody would sit down and go through the tape with me. Ain't nobody would do that. All these people. Let me show y'all something real quick. Just show y'all how groupthink can just take over. So I said I looked at every Kenneth Murray snap the last 2 games. Major exaggerations against his name as the breakdown of the defense, and it is BS. So I just went through a whole bunch of the linebacker clips, and And y'all saw that for yourself. And I said, especially Detroit, you can't really go point to maybe 1-2 plays that you might look at him on. Corner and safety, way bigger problem. And you'll see just so many people in here, like somebody said, defending Murray is next level cringe. It's like, bro, come on, bro. I said the last 2 games, I'm very clear on that. But they take it like you're defending Murray. And see, people like that, they would never sit down with me and actually go through the film live because they'll get embarrassed. Because that's what'll happen. See, what happens is group things take over. You hear people like Bobby Belt and old boy for PFF, John Owen. They go out there, Murray playing so bad. And then all of a sudden, everybody start echoing that shit. And it's like, did y'all really look at it? Or did y'all just go with what was loud? Well, because right now it's loud, but it's not sound. It's not sound. It's not based on any evidence. It's just loud. Murray trash. Okay. Can you show me? Can you show me that? Like, can you please show me that? So let's go back to what Brian was saying.
When you're blessed to have 2 guys like that, it's easy to
was talking about yesterday how one of the changes defensively. This week, coach is spending some more time in the linebacker room specifically. Has that been the case? Have you been in there? And if so, what do you say to them, and what do you kind of try to tell them in terms of how to get the ship back on track?
Well, like I said the other day, I think Monday somebody asked me about it. I mean, the linebackers, obviously, they get everything started. And, they're the ones making the call, number one, with the green dot, with K9, and then they got to set the front, based on how we want to go, whether it's close right, close left. And the biggest thing for us is the focus of making sure that we can kind of, like I said, see less. Right now we're seeing.
Now, mind you, this is before the trade, so he's talking about K9 right here, and he's saying we need to see less.
Too much, and so therefore our fits aren't exactly right. Is it them every time? No, but it's more of an emphasis of these guys have some indicators and things that we want to be on top of, and so it's just a big push from myself and Flus and guys like that to make sure that these guys are doing the things they need to do to see less. And because a lot of times your defense will go how your linebackers play because of the proximity to where they are to the ball.
Now, that was before the trade. Listen to after the trade and tell me if it's Brian being consistent.
And then with Wilson, how does he
This is 11-4 after the trade.
fit with DeMar being overshown? Like, how do their games, can they work together? How do you envision that?
Yeah.
Now, this is important. He's saying, how does he fit with Overshown? The good thing now is he's going to really break down the differences of linebackers, where they play, and why they're important. Listen.
Absolutely, and again, I'd be remiss if I didn't say that I thought K9 played his best game of the year. Yesterday, we talked about K9 seeing less and reading his keys better, and I thought he did that yesterday. And Demo's more of a will linebacker, and K9's been playing Mike for us, and Logan's a Mike, and
there you go. So we all knew that, but you seeing he clearly was expressing that there was getting ready to be some competition between K9 and Wilson. He was consistent the whole time.
Again, we'll let those guys kind of compete and see how it goes. And again, that's the good news, is that you're building depth and you're building. We've gotten Shamar a lot of reps, and Maris didn't play as much yesterday, and that's more because of the 5 down stuff. But again, creating competition is a good thing.
All right, so let's keep listening to him, see if he's consistent.
Looking for what's wrong with the run defense. What do you like about him? What has he done well? And also, what does Logan need to do to get more opportunities?
Yeah, so number one, when we added Logan, we were just trying to get, we're adding depth, right?
And that's what he said before. I showed you the receipts on that. That's exactly what he said before. So, it sounds like people like Bobby Belt, y'all had expectations that Brian didn't have. So were we looking at him as Logan supposed to come in here and be the superstar and take out Murray with ease day one? He was like, he here for competition. And he been saying it, and I just showed y'all the receipt on that. He ain't changing on that.
Getting better. K9, I love his physicality, man. I love the fact that he can run and hit, and we've talked a little bit at times about his eye progression and seeing things like that. Logan's been here a couple weeks, and I think both guys give us, a chance to play well and win. And again, to the naked eye, sometimes you look at things and you're like, oh, it's that guy's fault, or it's this guy's fault, or oh, that was Shotty's problem, or whatever. And that's what we sign up for.
And that's what a lot of people doing right now. I swear to God, with Kenneth, it's like that dude said, defending Murray is next level cringe. It's like, bro, stop the cap, bro. Can we stop acting like we really dissected these dudes when you really more so? Really, what most people doing is they just echoing what they heard with Bobby Belt and John Machota. That's what most people doing right now. It's an echo chamber that Murray is trash, and you keep hearing it over and over. But these people, like he said, that's why I had to say I don't know their assignments. Only thing I can judge is their athleticism. That's what I can judge. That's why I say this looks like it could be on Murray, but that could be on Overshawn. And see, you heard me say that. See, but then if you go out there and you say I grade for PFF and I'm just going to declare that he's the easiest person in the league to block, well, shit. I mean, I would want you to show the evidence on that, not just say that. And let me also say this too. A lot of times the lack of disguise from your coach can make it easy for you to get blocked too. See, we can't leave that out.
But at the same time, it's not always what it appears to be on film.
Yep.
And so what we need to do from a defensive standpoint is get back to playing the way that we were against Philadelphia late, Kansas City for the most part throughout the game, in Las Vegas. And that's not just about one guy. That's about all 11 guys doing right and communicating and things like that. And
he said that perfect, because the way that people putting it out there is the breakdown and why Detroit scored 40 points is because of Murray's sorry ass. It's like, bro, that's some strong capping right there. I'm talking about we are ignoring a lot of big plays that happen on that back end to put everything that happened on Detroit on Murray. That's letting me know that a lot of people out here just talking. It's a whole lot of people ain't doing no real homework. I'm telling you, it's some people out here that's lying on the homework. They coming in and they turning in bad reports. They didn't really do the assignment. For us to even be acting like the breakdown these last 3 games on the defense was at linebacker, honestly, and I'm gonna just be blunt, it's a lack of paying attention. We're not paying attention. We not. And we just talking. It's a lot of just loud talk where people talking loud ain't saying nothing true. Let's listen to Brian today.
the trajectory would tell you that he's going to have a very good performance this week.
Brian Todorch with ESPN. Jerry was on the radio and he said he thinks we'll see more of Logan Wilson this week. What has Logan done in practice to have Jerry believe that, and what do you think of it?
Yeah, well, again, I think, when we went out and got Logan, we were trying to just do what? Add depth, add talent, add, playmaking ability to the linebacker position.
He been saying it. Listen, I showed you 3 clips of him saying the exact same. How many receipts I got to show? Why can't we just say it was us? Maybe it was our expectation, where we had expectations that Logan was going to come in here and just easily unseat Murray. And he telling you, I never saw it like y'all saw it. Matter of fact, I told y'all in the beginning that he was here for competition and for depth. Y'all the ones, and we the ones that was over here like, yeah, he's getting ready to just take out that bum ass Murray. See, that's your expectation. Nah. That ain't, and Shotty been very clear and consistent on this.
First thing I would say is it's great to have Demo back. Demo's going to be, really without any limitations, which is great for us. I think that's awesome. But the first thing that jumps off the film with Logan is his ability to dissect things, the ability to now communicate at a much cleaner level. Like, you come in, you have to learn.
See, that's key right there that a lot of people not listening to. See, everybody like, well, Logan not playing, bro. It's a whole new language, bro. Like, you taking him mid-season, telling him to be the quarterback of the defense. You think that don't take time? You think he's supposed to come straight out of Cincinnati, come right here and start telling people where they need to line up, and in the language in which they do it? That's supposed to happen. See, that's letting me know. I'm telling you, there's a lot of people not really looking at this soundly. They just talk. It's a lot of talk out there. So when I'm out here explaining this and bringing the receipts, hopefully that's respected, because he telling you that was always too tall of an expectation to have a linebacker come in and be your middle linebacker green dot, come in and have all the language down within the first 2 weeks. Crazy. Now, we never should have even had that expectation, to be honest.
It's great to have Demo back. Demo's going to be, really without any limitations, which is great for us. I think that's awesome. But the first thing that jumps off the film with Logan is his ability to dissect things, the ability to now communicate at a much cleaner level. Like, you come in, you have to learn Spanish or French or whatever it is.
Yep.
Now he's able to communicate at a higher level. Both guys are going to play.
Yeah. So he, in other words, stop all that. We just need to bench him. He like, no, we not there yet, and no, Wilson has not just taken it yet. It ain't. You can't turn on no film and just see no clearly way better linebacker play. I will sit down with you if you say you can. I guarantee you can't. I guarantee you can't. I guarantee none of y'all ain't did the film work on this enough to come up here and just be like, he just need to unseat him. You gonna have to show me that.
K9 and here are very different, and so both guys have things that we like, and I think at the end of the day, whether it's 30 snaps and 30 snaps, again, that doesn't matter to me. It's more about finding the guy that's got the hot hand, the guy that maybe is playing more consistent. There's that word again for you, Clarence. But at the end of the day, you'll see them both out there.
When you get down to...
So listen, I know Jerry said what he said. I know Steven said what he said. Hopefully what people respect is not words. I hope people respect receipts. I hope people that come to this channel respect or love enough people that actually care about you enough to come show you the film. That'll show you what Brian actually said. Which that's what I'm doing. I'm showing y'all what they actually said. And what I'm actually seeing in this competition, Brian has been consistent. He was saying that we was looking for change. He was saying we was going to increase the competition. He was saying we was going to make adjustments. They made the adjustment. He was saying that we brought in Logan for competition, not to just anoint him. We wasn't going to just throw the job at him because we just being an angry mob and we blaming people out there. Now he's saying we ain't doing it like that. He said that Wilson is gonna have to take it, and that's honestly how all of us should want it. And yes, I also believe it's true that Kenneth has been playing better since Wilson got here. When somebody's here to take your job and take you out the league, that's what we all want. What we all want with all of our hearts is we all want where somebody has to come in and fight for their job. And that's what we see. So I know this is a little longer video than normal, but I wanted to bring everything to y'all today. I wanted to bring you the film. I wanted to bring you the receipts of what was actually said versus what's being said. And I'm gonna be honest with you, this linebacker competition shouldn't even be the loudest need this week. The real discussion this week should be how bad them damn corners played and why we shouldn't be playing no games with Diggs, because that's who really let us down, Detroit game. But see, people, we got to be honest, or we gonna be falling for these distractions and these old false competitions, bro. This ain't no, bro. The bottom line is Wilson has not taken the job yet. It's still more to be desired. So anyway, so listen, go for a Hail Mary on your sleeper picks and win up to 100 times your money. Use promo code BCS and sleeper will 100% match your first deposit up to $100 instantly. It's your boy Boss Show Me, man, bringing you another one. Until the next time, make sure that y'all hit that like and subscribe to this channel, because trust me, it's gonna be a lot of opinions. It's gonna hardly be anybody that show you. I've seen this so many times. A lot of people got a lot of opinions, had a lot of opinions, on Zeke. Had a lot of opinions, but nobody went out there and showed you. I'm showing you. So, y'all take it easy, man. It's your boy, Boss Show Me. I'm out.